Another primary we are watching for you this Tuesday morning. For the latest now, we'll get you caught up with Newsmax correspondent Christina Thompson, standing by live with the latest on this. Hey, Christina.
Hey, Sean. Well, all eyes are on the Massachusetts gubernatorial race. That's where Republicans are working to hold on to that governor's seat that they currently have. Now, State Attorney General Maura Healey, she's the de facto Democrat nominee after 3 of her primary challengers dropped out of the race. Now, you might know exactly who she is, as she's pretty famous for these comments that she made in the wake of the George Floyd riots. Here's what she said.
The color of my skin doesn't allow me to truly understand what it's like to leave your home and automatically be subjected to so many assumptions and biases. America's burning, but that's how forests grow.
Now, she's likely to face Republican Jeff Deal in the November election. Deal's a former state lawmaker. Now, he's largely been viewed as the GOP frontrunner after he was endorsed by former President Donald Trump, who said that Deal is, quote, strong on crime, election integrity, and now our siege at the southern border. He loves our military and has a big focus on taking care of our vets. And we're also watching New York State, a surprise blue state move for Republicans, where GOP Representative Lee Zeldin, he's within a single-digit margin of winning the New York gubernatorial election. That's according to a new poll. A Trafalgar Group poll conducted from August 31st to September 1st found that Zeldin trailed Hochul by less than 5 percentage points. Now, New York is, of course, one of the most Democratic states in the United States, so some interesting news coming out of there. Sean, Emma?
Yeah, that one will be decided in November. Again, back to today, outgoing Governor Charlie Baker there in Massachusetts chooses not to run again, which is why we're seeing those races today. Christina Thompson, thank you.
And for more on the race for governor in Massachusetts between establishment favorite Chris Doty and Trump-backed Jeff Deal, let's welcome in former Georgia Congressman Doug Collins. Congressman, welcome. Thanks for joining us. Newsmax contributor also, so that's some great stuff. All right, let's talk Massachusetts. Only 10% of voters are registered Republicans, and yet current governor Charlie Baker is GOP, not seeking re-election. Can the Republican candidate keep the seat red?
I think they can. Look, Massachusetts has always been something of an anomaly when it comes to some of their statewide elections, and you've seen that in the governor's race because they've had several governors that have been Republican. So it's something that is a little bit unique. Now, none of the rest of their offices, their congressional, Senate, those races are all blue. But when it gets to the local races, which the governor's race there, feels very local to what's going on, is the Republicans have done well when they speak to pocketbook issues, when they speak to the economy, when they speak to those kind of things that are going on. And that's why I think, this Republican primary is important. I think Deal definitely has the advantage there going into it. And it'll be a sharp contrast. It'll be one of the more interesting races in the country between the two of them, if that's the two nominees.
Right. Trump-backed Deal. He was on National Report actually yesterday. Took some time. He spoke to Rob Astorino if he plans to distance himself from the MAGA movement ahead of the general election. Here's what he had to say.
Trump has endorsed you, and you make no bones about it that you're full-on MAGA, and that's fine. But if you win tomorrow, do you start walking back a little from the MAGA movement on Wednesday when you start taking on more Healey? How does that going to play into your race?
I think the opposite. In Massachusetts, we've got issues, economic issues that Joe Biden's delivered to us. Maura Healey endorsed Joe Biden. I think she has to explain why she supported a president that's given us terrible energy options, that has caused deflation of the dollar, and that's affecting Massachusetts residents.
So he's not backing away from Trump. What do you think of that approach?
Well, I think you got to be who you're supposed to be. I think this is the problem we've got into in politics is that people, they try to be one thing to one electorate, one electorate to another electorate. And look, you're always who you are as a conservative. I'm tired of conservatives apologizing for being a conservative. And what we've got to do is go out there and explain why it is okay to be a conservative, and quit letting Joe Biden and his, basically dementia rants go off on who we are as Republicans, MAGA Republicans. We're conservatives. And you go ask anybody, do they balance their budget at home? Do they spend more than they make at home? No, the answer is no. Republicans, Libertarians, Democrats, those answers are no. Why don't we bring those conservative values to a state government? That's why I think we can win if we stick to who we are and don't apologize for it. We've got to be good in how we present it, because Republicans, we can be boring. We got to get better at talking about why this matters to people. If he does that, I think he'll do fine.
You mentioned President Biden, and now he's going on this approach of differentiating, quite frankly, between Republicans and MAGA Republicans. Do you think there's a difference between the two?
I don't think he could tell the difference. He put two pictures in front of him as far as what he's trying to talk about here, because they just put it up in there is this idea. Look, let's not get distracted here. They don't have a domestic agenda to run on. They don't have a good foreign policy agenda to run on. So what do they want to run on? Donald Trump. All this is a turn to confront Republicans and try and split the divide between Republicans who like Donald Trump or supposedly don't like Donald Trump. This is all designed because they don't have a message that can resonate, especially in these House races and some of these other Senate races that they're now trying to deal with. So they're just simply trying to throw the ball back at Donald Trump. Don't be fooled here. This is simply a message to make it a nationalized election about Donald Trump.
What are the winning messages? What are the winning issues for Republicans at this point?
Let's just continue to remind people that, in certain states, I think it was Virginia, $3.65 for gas. It was $2.25 when Trump was in office. You have inflation. You have baby crisis. Just show the pictures of Americans having to be withdrawn out of Afghanistan because of an absolute botched plan from Biden. Show the pictures of planes coming in from Europe with baby formula because the Biden administration shut down the baby formula plant. Let's talk about the energy crisis from day one, shutting down the pipeline, making it harder for energy production, and then wondering and blaming Putin on why energy prices go up. There is simply a message there that says we are conservatives, and this is how you can fix our economy. We had it once, we can get it again. And don't be afraid also, frankly, and I've heard this before, so let's just address it. Don't be afraid to run away from social issues. People in this country have consistently shown the issue of abortion needs to be taken head on, but we can't avoid it. And I've seen some Republicans avoid this issue. No matter where they fall on it, they can't avoid it and let the lies from the left dominate those discussions.
Yeah. Be honest. Be honest with voters, too. You like
Exactly.
that transparency. Former Congressman Doug Collins joining us this morning. Thank you, sir. We appreciate it.
It's always good to be with you. Take care.
Thank you.
Hey guys, it's Rob Carson. September is historically the worst performing month for the stock market, so you better be ready for it. The Fed continues to aggressively raise rates, and JP Morgan is forecasting another mega rate hike September the 21st. Is that why Jamie Dimon said an economic hurricane is coming our way? Well, gold and silver have remained remarkably stable despite the Fed aggressively raising rates today. The Patriot Gold Group has a special incentive for Newsmax viewers. Huge! Now precious metals investors can enjoy the no-fee-for-life gold and silver IRA on qualifying rollovers, or enjoy free, discreet, insured shipping on all direct gold and silver purchases. Here's the number, 800-356-4470. Call 800-356-4470 today.